Allah tests those He loves. It's something we all love to say when we're not going through hardship. When somebody close to us is going through hardship, we tell them, Allah tests those He loves. But who am I when I'm going through hardship? Do I remember that Allah tests those He loves? Or do I say, why me? Do I remember that Allah tests those He loves? Or do I go completely off track? Do I completely lose myself? Because yesterday I was given some news that was quite difficult to take, and I would say it can be classed as hardship. And in that moment it was quite emotional and difficult to understand. And then I just took some time to reflect and remember, as hard as it was, that Allah tests those He loves. And I started to reflect on the stories of the prophets, different stories. For example, the Prophet ﷺ, his hardship began before he was born, when his father passed away. And when he was born, when he was young, his mother passed away. All his children in his lifetime, other than one, passed away. His wife in his lifetime, and so on and so forth. He lost so many people in his life. At the same time, he had so many more hardships on top of that. We look at the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, betrayed by his own brothers. And that caused for him to go through hardship after hardship for years and years. Ibrahim alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, they all went through so much hardship. And in that moment I realized Allah sent down this Quran for a reason. Allah sent down this Quran for me and you for a reason. He didn't just send it to us for us to read it and then put it down and just go home. He sent it down for us to reflect on these verses, to personalize these verses to ourselves, to relate to these verses. When we go through hardship and we look at the stories of the prophets and you see, wow, me and Yusuf alayhi salam, we went through something very similar. Me and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam went through something very similar. Whoever the Prophet may be, or the Sahaba, whoever it is in the past, but these stories and these trials and tribulations that they went through, when we're able to relate to them, it brings like a sense of peace, knowing that the most beloved to Allah were tested more than me and you could ever imagine. And it's like when Allah tests us, it makes us realize Allah truly does test those He loves. And as hard as it is, being able to reflect on these verses, it makes things easy. It makes things easier. And I feel like more of us need to do this. We need to pick up the Quran. We need to reflect on these verses, no matter how difficult these tests may be in our lives. But to know that those most beloved to Allah were tested more than me and you, and similarly to me and you, it really does bring peace to the heart. Because it also shows that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what test it is, there's always a good ending. Inshallah.